After years of grinding, questionable pricing decisions, confusing systems, a loss of direction on what to do next, and double-digit burnouts, all I can say about Warframe is good to be back. There's something people say about Minecraft that I think also applies to Warframe. You don't ever quit, you just take longer breaks. I haven't really played Warframe a whole lot since the last time I uploaded Warframe. For a little bit of context, before I uploaded the last Warframe video, I was going absolutely apeshit. Some might even say baboon ballistic. Doing everything I could inside the Zeraman. Friends, family, fuck off.
Fuck you.
I've got to farm enough materials to make the fen more. I was already starting to feel the effects of burnout, and the release of yet another faction with yet more bullshit was the straw that broke the camel's back. I moved on, started playing other games like Minecraft or Counter-Strike. Anyway, when I got the notification that Ileweaver was out, I figured I'd boot the game up again just to see what's going on. Not necessarily to play it, but just, well, what's going on? And well,
you can hear my mic. Okay, can you talk for me?
Hello. The Fitness Gram Pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult as it continues. Line up at the start. The test will begin in 30 seconds, or when you hear the beep.
Yeah, he spoke about the old war very briefly, and then I got into the necromech, and he said, we go in old war style with this one.
we making it out the old war with this one!
Tactical nuke incoming!
He basically made mention that, like, I'm a second-gen Warframe, and that I'm, like, basically better because I'm less human, essentially. He didn't say that outright, but that was, like, what he alluded to.
Yeah, you're subhuman, and you don't have as many rights. The Bill of Rights does not apply to Warframes.
That's facts. I'm not sure much rights apply to Warframes, because everybody seems to hate me.
Yeah, dude. Listen, I saw the comments. I saw people making fun of me saying that the regulators were shooting too slow. You know what? If you keep complaining about it, I'm gonna make them shoot even slower. Alright? And I don't make threats. I make promises. Much like Margaret Thatcher would know dealing with the IRA. I'm a member of the IRA. Oh, I need to place all these decorations. I got all of these wonderful salvages. I need to place them. You know what? We are going to, we're gonna boomy it. I hope you appreciate, me boomying it. You know, like an Avatar. It was like I never left. It's criminally underrated that when you stop playing Warframe, you can just pick up where you left off years later. One of the greatest decisions DE made was to not follow a FOMO model and just keep everything there. Can you imagine if weapons or bosses or I don't know, whole quests were no longer available to be played? I mean, it'd be pretty crazy, right? You might drive away any potential new player who wants to experience the whole story for themselves, squeezing an ever-shrinking number of players for every dime they have. That would be pretty fucking stupid! Yes, all of the content in Warframe is there for you to access. The problem is that all of the content is there for you to access. Digital Extremes have crafted their own version of unlimited void. When faced with everything, you can do a little bit of it. If you have monkey brains like me, you've probably picked the game up for one very specific reason or thing that you wanted to do. For me, it was Archon Shards and Arcanes. But if you're even more like me, once I was done with that one very specific thing, I go, oh, I'm done with this. Let me do everything else. And spoiler alert, that is not gonna happen. But all of this has been framing leaving the game unopened for months as a bad thing. Part of me feels like it's starting to become culturally taboo in the gaming sphere if games don't keep their players around for infinite minutes. But is taking breaks from games really a bad thing? Not really. I think there's a lot of very bad business practices that do things like hold games hostage unless they hit performance metrics, or other shitty things like selling in-game stuff for real money and then shutting the game down. It doesn't feel good to know that my Pimpin' Club Penguin house with my beautiful penguin wife and Puffle pet have been nuked from orbit and there's no way to get it back. Basically, support stop killing games. That's about it. All that being said, burnout still fucking sucks. Playing games shouldn't give you a headache and cause pain, unless you're into that. What am I talking about? I've learned that everything needs to be in moderation. And as I get older, it gets less socially acceptable to throw everything to the wayside just so I can make progress a little bit faster. I've got other things I need to do, other things I want to do. Like browse r/meth. All right, r/non-user here. How are you guys getting your money for meth? If I burp/fart one more time, my husband's gonna divorce me. Does meth make you gay? Just curious. Makes me eat rocks sometimes. Wow. This is gonna get me in so much trouble. Oh my god. Does anyone else think is a really good baby name, ignoring what it is? It's crazy to me that meth heads, schizophrenics, and even gingers are everywhere on the internet if you know where to look. You see, I've actually come to realize that the Clash of Clans-ass timer on building weapons in Warframes isn't an incentive to spend platinum. It's the developers dirty necking you and saying, go do something else. Read a book, go to the gym, I don't care. Just do something. Go away. Digital Extremes is the parent you never had. And you know what? The older I get, the more I appreciate that. No one should be playing Warframe like it's a full-time job. Fortunately, there is a plethora of content, varied content, to keep the game interesting. Want to be a pirate captain? Want to play a roguelike? Want to fight world bosses? Want to be a fighter plane? Do you want to decorate? Do you want to go fishing or hunting? Do you want to play Tony Hawk's Pro Skater? Do you want to gamble? Want to break from the ads? Some of this content is and what I think is not necessarily what you think is. Maybe you enjoy Conclave, but me personally, I would rather do anything else. Sometimes though, DE makes you eat your veggies and do something you don't really want to do in order to get to that one thing you really want to do. Case in point, New War. In order to play the New War, you need to be caught up on all your quests, own a Railjack, and own a Necromech. When the New War came out, I had a Railjack, and I was already caught up on my quests, but did not own a Necromech. Why? Because back in the day, before the requirements were toned down, running a 5K with no training would have been easier than getting all the components to build a Necromech. I don't need to go into too much detail, but requiring level 4 standing with the Deimos family was cruel and unusual punishment, and I don't deserve this. Hours of grinding, only for the Necromech to be present in the New War for about 30 minutes max. I have enough defamatory, derogatory things to say about the old Necromech grind. It's probably enough to be its own video. But anyway, back after I finished the New War, I had a lot more negativity towards the game because of how awful the setup I had to go through was. And I think Digital Extremes is very much aware of that. They want their game to be fun, hence why farming has become so much easier. Digital Extremes has shown that they really do care more than most developers. If systems suck or players don't have fun, they change it. I don't need to get into the whole philosophy or morality of how DE operates to prove my point. Just looking at the Steam top 100 most played games is enough. Be in the upper quartile of most played games without being good and making decisions that keep players happy and returning, especially for Warframe, a MMO. Those things pop up and disappear like dropshipping services. And I'm not gonna say DE sets the bar low or high, because there is no bar for gaming. The only bar there is in gaming is the metalbar.mp3. But yeah, all this to say, I'm back, I'm playing Warframe, and I'm having a good time. I'll play Isle Wiener at some point, but I'm in no rush. It's here now, and most likely, it'll be here in 8 more years when Warframe turns 21, and they dump an entire bottle of vodka on the server rack to celebrate. Moral of the story, it's okay to take breaks, but also it's more important to have fun, especially when it comes to video games. Unless having fun looks like playing Counter-Strike, which, let me tell you something, the Counter-Strike community is the evil twin of Warframe's community, okay? I don't think I've ever heard such heinous things said than when I was playing Counter-Strike competitively, okay? Motherfuckers are over there forging the most heinous slurs you've ever heard of in your life, like they're Sauron forging the One Ring. Oh, and before you get all judgmental, I know it isn't there anymore, but just remember, there were plenty of freaks in regional chat. Plenty of weirdos making stupid decisions. Like myself. I bought the heirloom Ember skin before I had Ember. Anyway, if you wouldn't mind liking and subscribing, I would greatly appreciate it. What are your thoughts on leaving Warframe? Also, what do you think of this more commentary style of video? Leave a comment. I read those even if I don't reply. Anyway, I've been Archie. See ya. Also, Old Pete's looks dope as hell. Let's fucking go!